practical insights, actionable tools, and strategies to thrive at work, at home, and in life. I'm your host, Dr. Maurine Kwende. I'm an executive leadership coach, speaker, author, learning leader, CEO, and founder of EMK Learning Solutions. So this month, the theme is Mid-Year Leadership Reset, Leading with Intention, Not Urgency. Last week, we began with an audit, making the invisible load visible. We talked about the importance of pausing before pushing forward, reflecting on what happened, giving thanks, resting, identifying what we're carrying before moving into the second half of the year. Today, we're going to talk about how to go from reactive to intentional, right? Leading beyond constant urgency. So I'm going to start us off with this question. Are you leading your day, or is your day leading you? Many leaders start the day with good intention. The day begins, and before you know it, they're pulled into emails, meetings, messages, last-minute requests, and all that. And by the end of the day, they've been busy, true. They've responded, right? Supported other people, solved problems. But the work that really mattered most was not touched. This is how reactive leadership can quietly take over. And I would like to take or walk away with this idea from today's episode. Urgency can keep you moving, but intentions help you lead. Right? Urgency is not always bad, right? There are real issues, right, that you have to respond to. You have deadlines, right? So when we look at constant urgency, this is when everything feels like immediate. It has to happen right now. Every request feels like it needs that attention, like right now, not later. When a leader operates from this place, like a one-off, it's okay. But when they operate from constant urgency for too long, they may look productive, but inwardly, they can feel just unaccomplished, scattered, stretched, disconnected. And so they're not proud of the work they're doing. They're moving, but they're not leading. And with time, they start cultivating this habit. And then they still have this emptiness of like, I should be doing more. But because they're just in that wheel, like the hamster wheel, they're stuck. So how do you even go about handling such a thing? I'm going to give you an example or a scenario. Imagine that a leader who begins their week with 3 clear priorities. Perhaps she wants to coach a team member, and then she needs to review their progress on the project that they're working on, and she also wants to protect time for deep work, right, so she can think strategically. These are all real leadership priorities. But Monday shows up. The inbox is full. The message comes in marked urgent. Now there's another meeting that runs longer than planned. She's filled up her calendar with meetings back to back. And before you know it, a team member asks for a quick decision. Now a stakeholder needs an update. Oh my goodness. By the end of the day, she has unanswered email. Well, I would say she answered those emails. Yes. She attended those meetings. But she was present, right? But not for the right thing. Did she coach the team member like she wanted to? Nope. Did she review the important project? Nope. Did she protect time for strategic thinking? Nope. So you can see that the day moved, but her leadership priorities did not. I personally have experienced things like this way, way back in my leadership journey, and we had to have this fixed as soon as possible. So let's just think about this leader. What happens by the end of the week? She's been working, right? Of course, she feels exhausted. Okay? Because she's been busy. But she's not been busy doing the important things, right? Those things are important, were pushed aside. So this is very common with many leaders. So now that you can see where you are at this point, can relate, You want to be able to make that shift. So how do you begin to do this? First of all, you want to have that shift in mindset. You want to recognize that it's not everything that feels urgent that is important. Okay? So that means you have to stop allowing urgency to make every decision for you. Sometimes it's your direct report or your peer who's making those decisions and keep setting those meetings, and then you just keep reacting to them. Why? That shouldn't be. That's why it's important to pause, right? The society is conditioning us to go after that goal and that goal and that goal. Sometimes what is needed is just pause. Pause might mean take a step back, because urgency often grows where clarity is missing, right? When you're that leader wanting to make those decisions on a reaction, based off of your reactions, that just simply tells you that you're on like an autopilot. And so there is no clarity. When you have clarity, you're going to stop leading from urgency. So just so you know, sometimes the answer is not to move faster, but it's really about pausing, right? Bringing that clarity to that situation, that timeline, that decision, right? And that expected outcome. So that's leadership. That's how you're going to lead. If not, there's a cost. There's a price to pay. Burnout, your well-being, and all that. So just so you remember, not everything requires speed. So I would like to give you one simple action to take. Choose one high priority for this week. Not many. I said just one. So once you have that priority, it could be that conversation. It could be that decision. Whatsoever it is, right? Once you choose it, protect the time for it before the week fills up with reactions. Put it on your calendar. Name the outcome you want to decide. Decide what needs to be prepared. Then treat that time as a commitment. You're not moving an inch until it's done. This is really not only about time management, it's about being aligned and being focused on doing what matters. So once you protect your time, you're reminding yourself that you are a priority and you're not available for those things that are not really a priority. Okay? So I would like you to really think about urgency is keeping you moving, but intention helps you lead. So what areas that you currently experience is exhaustion? And in what ways can you step into your power and do things differently? Right? So I would like to thank you for tuning in today's episode and encourage you to share with someone who might benefit from it. That person that you know that is always reacting instead of leading with more intention. Remember, you don't have to lead urgency. Lead your second half with intention, okay? You can pause. You can bring clarity, protect what matters, and lead with intention. You can do it. Until next time, keep leading with clarity, courage, and purpose. This is Dr. Maurine Kwende signing off. See you same time next week.